Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Wild Rift video. In this video, we're taking a look back at Ezreal. Now, interesting enough, in patch 3.5, Ezreal, funny enough, got a buff. Honestly, I don't know how. I mean, I think Ezreal is already quite a strong champion. But patch 3.5, right, it was like, let's buff Ezreal's Mystic Shot, which Mystic Shot is the main kind of source, really, of Ezreal's damage. Not only does it do a lot of damage anyway, and obviously it did get buffed this patch, but also because the first ability procs Spellblade passive. It procs any on-hit effects. So that means items like Trinity Force with the Spellblade passive is going to be, you know, increased in damage. You got the Icy passive as well, so the extra damage that you get from Soraka's Grudge, that's going to be increased. Blade of the Ruined King as well, it also works towards your drain effect. You know, all these items on top of the buff to Mystic Shot means that Ezreal is in such a good spot. I mean, as well as, you know, Mana Immune, where you're going to be using abilities a lot and you're going to be gaining even more damage from Mana Immune. So you can just build Mana Immune in the early game. You kind of have to play safe with Ezreal in the early game because he is a very passive early game champion. So you have to just build Mana Immune first, wait until you get this fully stacked, build Trinity Force, and honestly, you have 2 items now. You are insanely strong with Ezreal, especially because Mystic Shot is the first ability you upgrade fully or to the max first. That means you're going to get more damage from Mystic Shot, which means all your items are basically going to deal increased damage as well, because the more items means the more damage you're going to get with Mystic Shot. And it's honestly crazy. Like, I already thought that Ezreal was in a very, very good spot before, but now he's in a really, really good spot, and you'll see why in today's gameplay as well. But yeah, I already mentioned quickly about the build, but yeah, you always want to go Mana Immune as the first item with Ezreal, because he's more of a ability based champion. You want to focus more on kind of items that worked more towards your abilities. As you can see, there's no crit items or anything like that, like a traditional AD carry. So Mana Immune is very, very great because you're going to be spamming abilities a lot, and your abilities are going to be doing more damage with Mana Immune, which is great. Trinity Force, as I mentioned, you know, Spellblade passive works with the first ability, Rage passive for movement speed, a lot of amazing great base stats as well. Very expensive item, but is a very, very good item to get. Obviously, make sure that you build Sheen first with Trinity Force, because Sheen, the tier 2 item, also gives you the Spellblade passive, which gives your first ability a little bit more damage in the early game. Boots, most of the time I go for Boots Lucidity. You can go for defensive boots if you want to as well. And for boots upgrades, I always go for Stasis. I don't think there's any other rune you really need to go for Ezreal, because most of the time with Ezreal, you will be playing very passive. You will be sitting in a back line using your abilities. So the only time you're really supposed to kind of die is if assassins jump on top of you, if bruisers jump on top of you, and that's where stasis comes in. You can use stasis to make yourself invulnerable for a little bit amount of time, and then you can use your abilities to get away to safety, or even your summoner spells. Soraka's Grudge, as I just mentioned, with the Icy passive, that means that pretty much all of your abilities are going to slow every single time. A lot of attack damage and ability haste, and also this is your armor penetration item. So if you are against a lot of tanks, then this is a great item to go. Blade of the Ruined King, a lot of attack speed, a lot of attack damage. You've got Physical Vamp as well, which will help keep you alive for a little bit longer. The Rune Strikes passive as well, which is going to be dealing extra bonus physical damage based on the enemy's current health. So this item is great against tanks. And you have the Drain passive, which means that a champion with 3 separate attacks or abilities deals bonus magic damage and also steals movement speed. So that means that you can keep walking up, you can keep chasing down enemy champions, but also at the same time you can use this defensively. So you can just keep throwing out your abilities, proc the Drain passive from Blade of the Ruined King, and then use that extra movement speed to get away to safety. And then as your last item, we have Guardian Angel, attack damage, armor. Really, really great item for Ezreal. Again, kind of defensive item that will protect you against them assassins and bruisers. Conqueror, I think, is better than Kraken Slayer. You can go for Kraken Slayer if you want to, if you want more early game pressure. But again, as I mentioned, Ezreal's main strength is not really about the early game. It's more about the mid and the late game. And Conqueror scales infinitely better than Kraken Slayer when it comes to the mid and late game. It will give you a lot more damage and will also give you a lot more healing. Hunter Vampirism. Now, people have been telling me about Brutal on Ezreal. I can see it working because Brutal will work with your first ability, so you'll deal a little bit more damage again with your first ability. But Yes, it gives you more damage again in the early game. It's kind of a thing, you know. Do you want early game pressure with Ezreal, or do you want to just wait and scale into mid and late game? I like to wait and scale to mid and late game, so I like to go for Hunter Vampirism, because most of the time we're going to get a lot of takedowns, which means you're going to get more physical vamp, keeps us alive, and also we're going to get scaling AD. But if you want to go super aggressive in the early game, you can go for something like Brutal, and you can also go for Kraken Slayer if you want to. That's going to make you really, really strong during the early game. But again, because of the items that you're building, you're not really going to get an item advantage from the early game. You're just basically going to get like Manamune sooner, which is not really that much big of a deal. Nullifying Orb, this could be swapped for many different Resolve Tree runes. Hunter Titan if you're against a lot of crowd control. Bone Plating if you're against a lot of assassins. Adaptive Carapace is really good again for laning phase if you want to go for that laning phase pressure. And then for last rune, we got Ability Haste to give us more ability haste for our abilities. And then for the summer spells, we have Flash and Exhaust. You can go for Barrier, because most of the time with Ezreal, you won't really get into Exhaust range unless you use your third ability to get into melee range most of the time with Exhaust, but it's very, very difficult. Exhaust is mainly used if you're against bruisers or assassins that can easily jump on top of you, so you can use Exhaust to get away to safety. You can always switch out Hunter Genius for Nullifying Orb as well. People talk about going Mana Flow Band. Honestly, you don't need it. You don't need it at all. I mean, 300 extra mana is going to give you a little bit of extra damage with Manamune, because obviously the more mana you get, the more damage you get. But I think having Hunter Genius or Nimbus Cloak are a lot better than going Mana Flow Band. And also, you don't need mana that much in the early game, because you can either go for Mana Crystal or Longsword. But either one of them. I mean, if you go Mana Crystal in the early game, then you pretty much never need mana, because you're going to be using that anyway. And then even if you go Longsword, most of the time I never run out of mana in the early game. And even if you do, you can go back and get an early tier anyway, so you can just go for that route. But yeah, that's everything for Ezreal. As I mentioned, you know, crazy how Riot is buffing Ezreal. Mystic Shot buff means that he's going to be dealing a lot more damage now, a lot more consistent damage as well, because you have to make sure with Ezreal that you land abilities. That's the most important thing with Ezreal. So if you can keep landing Mystic Shot after Mystic Shot after Mystic Shot, then you're going to be doing a lot of damage. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the gameplay. Stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next Wilder video. Peace. I don't know how I play this game, honestly. I really don't know how I play this game.
Welcome to Wild Rift.
Oh, it's Zed Jungle. Oh, interesting. Against Brand Karma bot lane. How do I play? Like, I just don't understand how I can play this game. I'm against Brand Karma bot lane, so I'm just going to get constantly poked this whole game. Then I'm against Yone Zed Irelia that's just going to jump on my ass 24/7. Like, what do I do this game?
I won't let anything stand in my way.
It's not a bad start. Good trade.
There are a lot of heroes out there, but none like me. I've broken past my limits.
Okay, we're actually playing this lane quite well.
Now it's my turn. Send this quick.
Very nice. Warwick gets the first blood as well. Really big. I mean, Brand has got no farm, no minions, no nothing. Like, they're still level 1.
Serious. Gotta think of a cool attack name. Everyone's counting on me.
Holy moly, that was insane flash by Brand.
Gotta think of a cool attack name.
Slain. Enemy slain.
I wonder what else this gauntlet is good for.
Hey, Warwick on a killing spree. Let's go, Warwick.
Let's give these powers a test drive.
Good that Karma got the kill at least. So it means I'm actually ahead in gold on brand still.
I'm going all out. Now it's my turn.
Middle turret is under attack.
I won't let anything stand in my way. Eat this.
I think this is okay. Should be able to get back into lane in time. Brand and Karma are scary. Yeah, they poke a lot. We did quite well to kind of deny them the poke early game, but
There are a lot of
the
heroes
early kill
out
is
there,
really going to hit me, I think.
but none like me.
Oh, that Yoni's dead. I've never seen a dead Yoni in my life. I actually have to play passive because my oh my Soraka's here now. I thought my Soraka was mid lane. Oops. Into the future.
Enemy slain.
Gotta think of a cool
Okay, Malphite also just killed Irelia somehow. Oh my god, I thought I was gonna kill the minion.
There are a lot of heroes out there, but none like me. Give these powers a test drive.
Middle turret is under attack.
Okay, we got the dragon.
Get furious.
Slain.
Brand's really low.
I'm going all
Fortunately, I don't have ulti. I could have maybe tried to snipe him, but I didn't have ulti. It's fine. We got Drake, which was the most important thing.
this.
Go back for my man immune. In gold wise, I'm 200 gold ahead, so
There are a lot of heroes,
we're still doing okay gold
but
wise.
none like me.
Bring me my ultimate over there. See if I can maybe get a little bit of damage on someone. No, I don't get any damage on anyone except for the Rift Herald. Should be able to kill Yone though beforehand. If they kill Yone, then they're pretty sure they have it. But now I don't have ulti to clear the spot wave.
Killing spree.
Maybe I should have kept ulti to clear spot wave. It's fine. They don't have a traditional AD carry, so it's going to take them even longer to try and take this down.
I've broken past my limits. Gotta think of a cool attack.
Okay, nice.
I won't let anything stand in my way.
Enemy slain.
Everyone's counting on me.
Ally slain.
Gotta think of a cool attack name. Eat this. Let's end this quick.
I do need to be really careful though.
Slain. Shut down.
I don't know what boost to go this game. I'll be totally honest. What boost do I go this game? Because I want Merc Treads against Brandon Karma, but I also want Armor Boots against their top side. So I have no idea what to do this game. I'm kind of stuck. What do you think, chat? What boots should I get this game?
Now it's my turn.
I have no idea what boots to get this game.
My chance to finish this.
On my way.
Crimson Cobalt.
Oh, he was not deep tower. Unlucky. I didn't know where they are really was, so it was always going to be a gamble. Okay.
Double kill.
Brand actually doing a lot of AoE damage. Oh god.
These powers in test drive. Ultimate attack. Gotta think of a cool attack.
What? That kills me? Ah, my bad. My bad, I guess. I didn't think Karma would do enough damage. I guess she has Ludens completed already. They're actually really fed. Oh, I don't think Warwick can kill him.
Now it's my turn.
Top lane tower's probably gone.
Top turret is under attack.
We've got mid lane tower though, so it's okay. It's not bad if we lose top lane tower.
Enemy turret destroyed.
Oh, we're actually not even gonna lose top lane tower. Hey, maybe we just get all 3 towers here.
None like me.
I'll just keep pushing this. 10 seconds till dragon. Quickly push this in. And go towards dragon.
Enemy slain.
Scarlet is good for.
Slain.
Oi, oi, oi.
Slain.
I've broken past my limits. You won't let me.
Okay.
You're strong. Let's fight
Fortunately, I missed my W and my E there. Kind of difficult to aim when someone's walking side to side like that. Oh, whoops. Whoops, 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 whoops. My bad, my bad, my bad. Whoops. That's my bad. I should leave the healing there to Soraka.
On your way.
I don't know about that, buddy.
test drive.
You go towards Herald here. I couldn't really follow up on that guy. He was a little bit ambitious there with the Malphite ulti.
There are a lot of heroes out there, but none like me.
Danger.
Everyone's counting on me. Ultimate attack.
Oh, you had to flash. Okay, starting to feel myself this game. sounds really weird when I say that, but I don't mean it in that way. Don't worry. All right, I got 3,000 gold. I don't mean like that, chat. Don't worry. I meant as in like I'm starting to feel the flow of this game. I'm starting to like play well.
Gotta think of a cool attack name.
That's what I meant.
Now's my chance to finish this.
Oh, I got the blue buff in time. Nice.
Now it's my turn.
The fight happening here without me? Okay, that works. How has this Warwick survived for so long? I missed the W on the tower. That's really bad. I should not be missing W on tower like that.
Gotta think of a cool attack name. I've broken past my living room. I won't let anything stand in my way.
I feel confident. I have a Soraka behind me. I feel confident, chat.
Let's give these powers a test drive. Now's my
We do
chance
need to be careful though, because we don't want to be caught at all or anything. Woo!
Shut down.
Okay, I'm going back. I'm going back.
Turret destroyed.
It's too much for me. Okay, we got top lane here at least. Dragon's in 1 minute 30. I'm just going back. Sorry, guys.
Let anything stand in my way.
I hate to break it to you, but I want to go back to base. I'm just going to go on my boots. I don't think I'm going to do too much to defend myself against this brand damage. So I think my main problem I have to worry about is like Zed, Yone, and Aurelia jumping on me.
There are a lot of
I should be able to stand far away enough from Brand to not be hit by his ulti.
I'm going all out. Now it's my turn.
Dragon's in 40 seconds. I'm just going to push through bot. Oh, there was also a blue buff there for me. Blue buff.
Let's give these
Boom.
powers a test drive. Time to get serious. I wonder what else this gauntlet is good for.
Danger.
What did I just watch?
You're dominating.
They really wanted to kill me, didn't they?
I won't let anything stand in my
Oh my god, what is this Malphite doing as well? I'm kind of scared.
There are a lot of heroes out there, but none like me.
Enemy slain.
Oh, we ended the game. I didn't realize we were actually in the game. I was going to try and take the bot lane inhib and try and take 3 inhibitors, but I guess we don't need to. We don't need to. GG's. Well played. 27 LP now. We're climbing. We're climbing. 22k damage is not too bad this game. I mean, this brand damage was disgusting. I was actually really surprised how well this brand played. Tear into Morello into Leandri's Infinity Orb. I don't know about that build. There's no Death Cap. There's no Void Staff. Bit of a weird build. And also you completed Morellonomicon, which I don't think you need to do. I mean, you could buy it early against Soraka, but I don't think you need to build the Morello. You could build like Oblivion Orb early, but... Anyway, my team played really well though.